The myth is that once you get your colors done, it doesn't matter if you change your hair color. That doesn't matter because your season always stays the same.
We've heard that.
We're here today to show you and prove that that is just a myth. That if you follow that myth, once you change your hair color, you might be in the wrong season. You might not be looking as good as you could look. Bad things to follow.
Yes, and we have a ton of before and afters that we're going to go through. So I'm really excited about today's show.
I'm excited. I have one of the slides I'm particularly fond of where we make the same model, a warm and a cool version of herself by changing her hair color. And let's face it, you know, people are going back out. They're going to the salons. They're wanting to have some change in their lives, and they may change their hair color. What happens then? Well, I don't know. We've got a slide to show you what could be happening. Hey, Robin.
And we always have the color quiz available too. So if you do change your hair color, you can just run right through the color quiz again, and you can find out what your season is.
Not if. Every single time you modify your hair color, we recommend that you go just take the color quiz. It's free. You know, it's fun. Kind of. I mean, I think it's fun. And just make sure that when you change your hair color, you didn't change into a whole new season where you need, you know, to reevaluate your wardrobe or take a look at your lipsticks or whatever.
It's so true. The color quiz is so easy as well. Like it's just a couple questions.
A few slides. You just are forced to evaluate how you look. You know, what color your eyes are, what's going on with your skin tone. It's so simple. And if people can take these quizzes on Facebook that says, you know, which potato are you? And it'll tell you personality. Are you a red potato? Are you a yellow potato? Are you a little midget potato? I'm sorry. If you can take those quizzes, and I know people do, you can take the color quiz.
So if you are interested, all you have to do is go on to colormebeautiful.com, and you'll see in the top right little thing that says take the color quiz. And you can just click on that anytime you're on the website and go right ahead and take the color quiz. And then it's going to lead you into one of our seasons. So I do see some more people jumped on with us. I just want to say hi to Cindy and Valencia. Thank you for joining us today. We're so excited to have you here. And now
right back at you, beautiful people.
Yes. Now that we have a few of you guys on, I figured let's just dive into our first season. Is there anyone in particular?
Are we doing a season? Or a slide? What are we planning?
Let's do an autumn.
Of course you want to do the autumn.
Yes. I figure we'll start with autumn and then work our way to the winter, which we have a bunch of different looks to look at the winter. We change her hair to see what happens to her. So we'll end with her and we'll begin with an autumn. So here's our autumn model. And on the left, we have her in she's kind of in like a bright pink.
We chose the opposite to put them in season-wise. So with the autumn, which is deep and warm, we chose summer, a summer drape color and a summer lipstick color just to compare the two.
And so you have on the left, she's in the wrong season, and on the right, she's in her autumn color. So she's wearing this green, this warm neutral brown lipstick shade, that orange-based blush that's very natural looking. And I also want to point out the blush. If you look on the left versus the right, one of the blushes just melts into her skin, and the other one really stands out against her skin tone. And it almost has a graying effect around the edges.
And what I love about this demo slide is that one of the things that Sarah tells us that when she's in the wrong season, her hair loses its warmth. It loses its color. And so this is a perfect example of how the right seasonal colors bring out the richness in the hair tone, whereas in the wrong seasonal colors, the hair kind of looks flat. And really, the face tends to flatten out a lot. because you lose some of the edge in terms of the shape of the face because the wrong color is reflecting back up on the face. This is a dramatic slide. Um, for example, look at the richness of her eye color on the right versus on the left. Now, we didn't change her eye color, but still, she's got, she looks healthy. She looks like she's got it put together. And on the wrong color, what happens? She looks like your average pretty girl walking down the street who just isn't quite put together right.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to mention under her eyes, if you're somebody that does have darker circles under their eyes, take a look at wearing white pink color if you're in autumn. What it does to right under her eyes, it really makes them darker versus how bright her eyes look in the right colors, her autumn colors. So that's another thing that I'm noticing. And I also
go ahead, Sarah.
I was just gonna say her cheekbones, like where her contour is, it looks a lot. She has some more dimension there as well. It's something else that I'm noticing.
So it looks like flattens the face.
Yeah.
And the one thing we always say is when you're in the wrong color, when you walk in a room, the color stands out more than you do. So if you look at the person on the left and look at her, the color of her shirt versus the color of her face, she looks a little dowdy, right? I don't know if that's still a word that you use, like a little, I'm not going to say homely because she's a very attractive woman, but she looks like she doesn't have that star quality, right? So then when you look over on the right, she looks like she could be walking down a runway somewhere because suddenly, you know, she's radiant, she's got that star quality, and she looks all put together.
That is exactly right. And this is why it is so important to know what your season is.
And one of the things that we're doing, especially for you guys today, is we've put together a kit. It's the Miracle of Color kit, and it deals with issues, just the issues that we're showing you in the slides. Lipstick, blush, and your wardrobe, your color palette. And it's put together with this incredible bargain price. And so if any of you, I noticed Cindy said that she's going to pick up some different clothing items and that she wouldn't wear and lighten her hair, etc. Well, you know, girl, reinvention is fantastic. Let's make sure you got all your ducks in a row.
Yeah, so true. And it's so easy because you have everything laid out for you. So when you have the color fan, you see what your lipstick colors are, you see what your blush colors are, you get an idea of all the colors that are within the color palette.
Even your jewelry.
Yeah, your jewelry, and it also becomes even easier to put an outfit together because all of your colors are coordinating. So it makes life so much easier when you have your color fan.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to be moving on to our next model. Now, let's do the spring model we have here because I really, really like her. All right, so now that we have our spring, as you can tell, on the left, it's not her best shades.
And we chose shades that would be kind of opposing to her her normally light and kind of warm, vibrant palette. And we went with something that was soft and subdued. And you can see, look at her skin tone. Look at her.
The left, her skin tone looks so gray versus the right where it's so vibrant and bright and she has those spring colors on and it just really complements her undertones, even her hair color, her lipstick, everything just comes together.
Absolutely. And the thing about this, and one of the things I really want to point out to you is it doesn't take much to get yourself into the right colors and have yourself looking, and I'm going to say it again, runway ready. Because if you look at her, she's a beautiful, beautiful girl. And you look at the left side, she looks ordinary. She looks, like somebody you'd see at the mall. And on the right side, she's got star quality. And one thing, Valencia said something that is really profound. And she's asking if the models are the same distance from the camera. And yeah, they are. I mean, basically, we tried to make everything exactly the same, right down to their size, in the photograph. And you are so right. It does make her look like she's more in the foreground. It makes her look more, I don't know if memorable is the word I'm searching for. It makes her look more memorable and more important. Whereas in the wrong colors, you tend to recede, you add age. We like to say that when you're in the right colors, you look 10 years younger. I think I can see this, even in a beautiful, beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm. And it really brings out her eye color. That blue is just stunning on her. That bright, vivid blue.
Well, it's in her palette. And that Mango Punch lipstick, normally I look at a lipstick like that and I'm like, oh, I couldn't wear that. Who can wear that? Because it's got that little bit of peachy color. Oh, great question. Cindy just gave us a great question. And it's springs. Springs are so beautiful in the Mango Punch, in the shades that have warmth to them because it complements their hair color.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a question from Cindy Smith-Siegel, which applies to this. And that is, what color should brown-eyed girls wear for eyeshadows? Now, depends on the color brown, because believe it or not, you can have warm brown, you can have cool brown eyes. The warm brown eyes, think of amber, think of that stone. So they're a little on the golden side, whereas cool brown eyes tend to be a little more like ruby. There's ruby in the brown. It's a little bit more, it's a little bit cooler, but there's also a little bit of red in the iris. And I don't mean that in a tired eye sort of way. I just mean it in a pure mixture color sort of way. So it depends, the best eyeshadows for a warm or cool. But generally, autumns have that warm brown eye, whereas winters have the cool brown eye. So if you do the color quiz and you determine your season and get to the color boutique or the seasonal boutique for your season, you will see the eyeshadows that look stunning on your particular brown eye color.
Now, I know if you're a warm brown, like in autumn, Tuscany Palm is an amazing shadow.
Oh, my goodness.
It just really brings out that warm golden brown. And then if you're cool like a winter, Silver Lilac is one of the top favorite colors.
Yeah, one of our best sellers for winters.
For brown-eyed winters, yes. So both of those are really great. Just depends a little on what your season is, if you're cool or warm.
Perfect.
All right, so I'm excited because I'm trying to move as fast as we can to our winter model because
we have 4 great seasons we got to talk about.
Yes, but we do have some really cool. We changed up her hair, so we're going to see what happens to her hair and do her look all together. So I'm going to rush through these just so we can get to our winter model and do that. So now we're moving to the cool seasons, and we're going to light but cool, which is
my favorite season.
Yes, our summer. So let's take a look at her. She has light, cool hair. And she also is wearing, like, the left side, this very warm orange, and on the right, she's wearing a gorgeous teal.
Yeah, you're not going to try to sway anybody. Basically, the nice thing about summers is that although you are cool, you're still light. So you have a palette that is soft, but it's also cool and light. And we chose the opposite of her palette, which would be warm and deep. We put her in an autumn drape and autumn lipstick. Now, is there anybody out there who can't see the difference? Starting with the fact that her lips and her drape on the left side arrive in your field of vision long before the model does. It's like they're floating in thin air, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you move over, put her in the right lipstick shade, put her in a color that's in her palette, and what do you notice first? You notice the model.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes back to what Valencia pointed out, and the foreground effect, and how when you're in the wrong color, your face tends to kind of drop backward in the background, backward into the background, whereas if you're in the right color, your face moves forward. And that's the most important thing you can do if you want star quality. You want to look like you're really put together well, or put together by a stylist, or just generally harmonious.
Mm-hmm. Something else that I've noticed when summers wear a warmer color is that it almost tries to take their hair and their skin tone and make it warm. So on the left side, that orange color, it's almost like it's trying to make her hair yellow. It's turning it a bit brassy, and that lipstick it's just making her look a little bit more yellow and sallow. Versus on the right, it's cooling her down. It's complementing her skin tone and her hair color all together. So there's no fighting going on. There's no trying to pull her warm on the left side, and then on the right you just have like a complete cool version. She looks great. Everything is harmonized together in her season. She looks so good. It brings out her eye color, her lips. It even looks like her lips are bigger. I mean, it just makes her look like she's just stunning.
Yeah, harmonious. And the thing about when you're in the wrong color, you're right. Like, for example, I'm a summer, and if every once in a while, I'll put on kind of a dusty rose that's a little too warm just because I love the shade. And it makes my hair look like it's more yellow, like it's got yellow in it, which isn't a good look for me. And also, it makes my jawline drop. It makes me not look like I have a firm jawline. And that's something that ladies who are our age group, or that are concerned about something like that need to take a look at, because if you're wanting to look 10 years younger and you're in the right color, then it'll make your jawline look firmer.
Yeah, I just want to give you guys a couple more seconds with this model just to really see what's going on here, because the longer you look, the more interesting it gets. Like her blush on the right hand side, it just blends well into her skin. It's giving her a natural, radiant, flushed look, versus the left where you're not really picking that up. It's kind of like her rim of her face is going orange a bit and gray. So you don't get any of that. And then the first model, I also want to mention that first model is in Autumn, who looks stunning on the left-hand side colors. And we put her in those summer colors. So we switched these two. So I guess I can bring back up that Autumn model so you guys can kind of see.
And Susan asked a great question, and this is something we can do in the comments. She asked us to give the makeup that the right models who are in the right season are wearing.
Okay, yeah, we can do that right as we hop off, and we can leave it in the comments after. So I just want to show you, we have a summer model on the left, and we have an autumn model on the right. Now we flipped their colors. So on the left-hand side, they're wearing the wrong shade. And take a look at that. So it's unbelievable what happens when you get somebody in the right colors. And these are power colors for both of them, I would say.
And I don't know if this is too small for you to notice, but if you look at the models on the left side, there's a shadow under her nose on the right-hand side. And if you look at the shadow when we have her in the wrong color, it's very prominent. And if you look at the shadow on the right side, it kind of disappears. So one of the things about being in your right colors is that the shadows on your face tend to evaporate. And so what does that do for you? It makes your face look lifted. It makes you look less tired. It makes you look healthier. And here's the perfect example of how that can happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that we've done all 3 seasons, we are now going to move into our winter model. Now, this is where things get interesting. So
Yeah,
you saw,
stuff.
yeah, you saw how it changed up the entire model by just changing the colors and the makeup they were wearing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the before and after of our winter model, who we did the same exact thing. We put her in some autumn colors, and we also have her in her winter colors. And she looks fantastic in her winter colors, of course.
Well,
Right?
she's a beautiful girl. And we tried to pick the prettiest models we could find because we didn't want you guys to say to us, well, hey, you know, that model didn't look so great. So, you know, maybe it wasn't really the color that was making her look bad. It was just the fact that she generally looks bad. We wanted to avoid that at all costs by picking beautiful models. And here's a case where you take this winter and put her in autumn colors, and she looks ill. She starts to look sick. And again, those shadows, if you look at the shadow under her nose, it becomes more prominent. Whereas on the right side, she looks like somebody turned a light on in her face. You know, it's like she's radiant. And that's something we hear so often from people that once they get into the right colors, is that their bones, their cheekbones, their face, everything looks more radiant, and consequently they look more beautiful. Whereas on the other side, if you look at her face, you know, there's some kind of errant shadows that you might pick up, and her eyes certainly do not look as, you know, how much depth can a brown eye have? A lot. And if you're in the right season and you have a brown eye, you've got all sorts of beautiful things going on in the iris of that eye. Whereas if you're in the wrong season, nobody looks past the drape. Nobody looks past that color that's across your shoulders and maybe on your lips.
Yeah, this is such an amazing demo. It's so important, and it blows me away every single time that we can do a compare and contrast on things like this, because it makes such a difference, and color is so important.
Look at the depth of her eyes. Now, we did not change the eyeshadow whatsoever. You know, there was nothing that we did to make something look more enhanced over on the proper color slide. But look at her eyes and look at how vivid and sparkling her eyes look in the bright color versus how her eye color looks in the wrong color.
Yeah,
and if that doesn't send you to the color quiz and put you in the right palette and shopping in the right colors and wearing the right makeup, I don't know what will.
Yes. Now, last thing that we're going to talk about today. Now, this is where things get interesting.
Yeah, we had some fun with this.
Yes. We're going to be talking about what happens if she were to change her hair color. So what we have is her.
She goes to the salon. She's sick of being, you know, cooped up. She goes to the salon and says, I want to put red in my hair. I want to become a redhead. Okay. So here we have her. We put her in red hair. And if we get her in the right colors, and if you'll just bring up that one palette, she looks pretty good in both hair colors. But what we did, you don't have the situation where she's in the wrong colors with the wrong color hair, vice versa. Once she changed her hair color, she needed to change her lip color and her clothing colors. And once that happened, she looks beautiful.
Now, I'm going to bring up one more image of what would happen if she didn't change her clothing colors. If she stayed in her winter palette, but she dyed her hair to an autumn color. All right.
ouch.
Mhm.
So suddenly she looks like she got a bad dye job, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I know that there are thousands of you out there who say, I got my hair colored. I just hate it. I hate it. It's awful. Well, maybe it's not awful. Maybe you just haven't taken the steps that you need to take to make sure that your hair color flatters your makeup and your clothing color.
Mhm.
Because you see here, if you look at her on where we did the before and after, where she went from black to red, she looks pretty. But once you get into where her hair went red and she didn't adjust her makeup and her clothing colors, she looks like something out of Mad Max. It's just not, you know.
There's nothing, there's nothing that's harmonizing that look together. The red does not blend in with the brows. It doesn't blend in with her skin. It doesn't blend in with her blush. It doesn't blend in with her lipstick or the color she's wearing. So it's pushing her in two different directions at the same exact time.
And her hair is showing up, before she does, because people are like, wow, that's really red hair. You changed your hair.
Mhm.
But if she had changed her look, like we did for her when she became an autumn, and we put her in an autumn lipstick and a color out of the autumn palette, then people are going to say, hey, you look beautiful. I see you changed your hair. And there's nothing wrong with changing your hair, not even a little bit. If you wanna like enter your second act as a blonde, I say go for it. Just make sure that blonde that you're choosing makeup for it, and you're choosing a palette that is flattering.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take away, just so we can get that before and after, I'm going to be taking away her in her new hair with the wrong color. So now we have, on the left-hand side, we have her as winter, and on the right, we have her as an autumn. So you can kind of get the two different versions of how it just needs to be tweaked a little bit. So as you can see, her blush is now a warm blush. It's allspice blush if you're interested. We now have her lipstick, which is a warm lipstick, Suede Rose. We have her clothing, which is like now this warm, it's really the exact same pink, just warmed and softened. So
Exactly.
get that comparison in your head, what it does when you change your hair color.
And then all we're saying is, if you change your hair color, if you pick out a color that you want to go to, or your hair color's changed over the years, go take the color quiz. It's free. It's a simple, few minute thing. It's no harder than those quizzes that you might take on Facebook, where you choose what potato you are. And that is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But it will change your life. If you decide you want to be a redhead like Sarah, I say rock it. But you have to make sure that you've got everything going with it, like the shirt and the lipstick, and so that it's of a piece, so that it's all pulled together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it really just makes such a difference, because you can do anything you want. You can rock whatever hair color you want, and you'll look amazing. You just make sure you got the right colors to go with it, and you understand, and you can help a lot of people out with knowing this knowledge. Maybe your friend dyed her hair and she doesn't like it, and you can just help her.
And if you love this, you can learn all about it, and you can help a lot of people, in terms of pulling their look together. And we had two absolutely perfect questions. The first one, a comment. Lori, we're so delighted to have you join us every Wednesday, and we talk color Wednesdays and love it. So we'd love to have you here. Trisha, Trisha brings up an incredibly good question, and I know she does this because she is a hair expert. And she says, but what if our winter model chose a burgundy, more of a
berry red kind of?
Yes, like the Osbourne woman.
Sharon Osbourne.
Sharon Osbourne.
She used
What
to
if
have burgundy red.
she had that color?
Mhm.
Then she would still be a winter and her original palette would still be appropriate. What happened in the before and after picture is that she went to warm. So she went from cool and warm, or cool and deep to warm and deep.
Mhm.
So that's what made the difference. But
Right.
there were some cool reds that are still winter reds.
Well, the only cool red I can really think of is that burgundy style, or any red that has blue in the undertone is gonna still remain a cool red. But if you have golden in the undertone, like this, where there's a lot of gold, it's a warm red, then you're gonna move to the warm side. So that's the really only difference.
And Susan asked about the foundation color. We do not seasonalize foundation colors. We match the foundation colors to the skin tone because, you know, we don't want to get into that. Well, you know, somebody puts a foundation on her face and she's got red hair and suddenly it is a cool foundation. She looks pink. No, we match foundation to your skin tone. So we don't seasonalize that.
We do have it listed warm, cool, or neutral if you're interested, but we do not seasonalize foundations.
For example, our cool, one of our very best seller in our foundations is a cool beige. It has a pink undertone. And so we have people buying the cool beige who may be a warm season because, you know, they might have a Scotch Irish heritage or whatever, and they've got a lot of pink in their skin, and that works perfectly for them. So we recommend that when you're selecting a foundation, select it to your actual skin tone.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't have to worry about it not matching. Just go with
you can still put the right blush on top of it and get fantastic results.
Right. That's where we try to get the dimension and make sure everything's correct, because it's hard to match foundation. So what you don't want to do is have the wrong shade of foundation and you're having to cover up your ears and all the way down your neck to try to switch over to just a different undertone. So do not worry about that.
You know what I do how I know I'm in the right foundation? At my age, and I know we have a lot of young people on here who don't have to worry about these problems yet, but this is something that your mom might have told you or whatever. And that is, as you get older, you want to avoid heavier foundation on your face because it tends to make you look more lined and wrinkled. So I make sure when I'm choosing a foundation that I can put it on places that I want to perfect and leave the foundation off so that I'm not completely flattening my face by using a foundation everywhere. I'm using it where I need it, and where I don't need it, I go with my primer and my moisturizer.
And if you like a not that heavy of a foundation, that's more of like a almost kind of like the moisturizer feeling, it's not going to cake on, and you like something that's light and airy but also is going to have a ton of like anti-aging benefits, really, and also it's going to be more of like a liquid foundation, then the Moisture Complex liquid foundation is perfect. Yes, I use it just because I love that glowy kind of like radiant look. I try to make it look effortless, but Moisture Complex is amazing for that. It makes you look so glowy.
Absolutely. You know what I like to say? It's like putting on a new youthful skin. Like you just go out to the store, you buy yourself a new skin. It's like, oh, I'll take a 23-year-old skin. And then you put it on your face and it's like putting on a fresh new skin. Sounds a little crazy, maybe. I don't know. But it is.
It's an amazing, amazing foundation, and it leaves your skin feeling so good as well. It's never going to dry out your skin. It's not going to like crinkle and crease. Oh, it's so good because it's so lightweight.
And it doesn't suck down into your fine lines and wrinkles. And I got to tell you, I know we talked. Sarah is young and beautiful, so she talks to you young and beautiful ladies out there. And I am a little bit older, but hopefully still beautiful. Am
And beautiful.
And I like
You're
to talk.
wise. You're very wise.
Oh, yeah. You know, I have to go off topic here. We were like saying, if I were a bird, this is stuff we do in the office, what bird would I be? And Sarah chose for me owl. And I was so complimented by that because I was wise, a wise owl. I loved it. But anyway, back on topic. This particular foundation, yeah, we're having an age difference here of like 38 years. And Sarah loves it for certain reasons, and I love it for certain reasons, but mostly because how many of you ladies have gone out, bought a foundation, it was the right color, you spent a fortune on it, and suddenly you notice that as soon as you applied it, about an hour later, every single fine line, every single wrinkle was like out on display. Suddenly that foundation had sort of settled in all your lines and wrinkles, and you were looking 10 years older. The cool thing about Moisture Complex, and we didn't even set out to talk about Moisture Complex, we just got off topic. The thing that I love about it is that won't happen because it's got a little bit of radiance to it. So it's got that that effect where, you know, if you're in the light, it refracts the light in just such a way that people don't see the lines. People don't see the wrinkles. What they see is the soft focus effect. It's fantastic. It's a really nice form.
It is. It's, especially for summertime. I'm wearing it every single day for the summertime because it's so lightweight. It's water-based and it has a ton of aloe in it. So it's so lightweight.
Fresh.
It's so easy and makes your skin feel so good as well. Oh, you will love that foundation. It's amazing.
So do we want to go back through the seasons again, or is there anything we want to review, or do we just want to jump off and get a list for everybody of what colors they were wearing?
Well, if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment them down below, and we'd love to chat about it. If you want to see another model again, you can yell it out in the comments down below.
And a really important thing is I want to go back to that, the Miracle of Color kits. Because any of you, if you do your color quiz and you find out that your new hair color, or you just find out that your season, it might be appropriate for you to be in a particular season, jump on that kit because it is ridiculously priced. You get a color fan, you get a blush, you get a lipstick. Help me, Sarah.
I believe you also get an eyeshadow with it.
Yeah. So basically, you get in that kit everything you need to do yourself over the way we've done these models.
Yeah, you get a lipstick, a blush, an eyeshadow, and your swatch fan. So it's
crazy value.
Yeah, it's amazing value. I think it's $55, and the swatch fan alone is $40. So for $15 more, which is less than what one of our lipsticks cost,
you get a full thing.
You're getting a lipstick, a blush, and an eyeshadow. So you're getting all three of those for less than what one of them costs.
The foundations are returnable. We have a color guarantee. We absolutely want to help you get in the right color. So yes.
Yeah. Go for the foundation. You will love it. And Holly,
it's returnable even if it's not everything we said it is in this video.
Holly, I wear sand with a little bit of ivory mixed into it. Well, that's what I'm wearing today. Sometimes I go with just sand, but today I'm wearing the shade of the Moisture Complex Liquid Foundation in sand with a little bit of ivory in there. So it really just blends all together. And I kind of, it gives like a depth to me.
Don't you put the lighter color in your forehead and under your eyes and on your chin to give that luminous effect?
Well, I normally do, but I can't say I did that today because we do have
today. It's looking very good.
Today we have, well, today I did a new product that we're coming out with next week.
Ooh, new product launch.
Yes. So I'll just give the details. How much trouble can I get in? We're launching concealers. We have brand new concealers. So right now I'm wearing light under my eyes, and it's a concealer and an eyeshadow base combo. So you know how I've been talking about the eyeshadow base, how great it is as a concealer as well? Well, I really pushed for that. We now have it in new shades that are coming out. So I'm using it today. I used the light underneath my eyes, my forehead, down my nose, and my chin. And I also used the neutral shade. Is so fantastic. I covered up with my neutral. I'm breaking out a little bit. So I covered up with some of my breakouts, like right here, right here. You can't really
Is that hormonal?
Yeah.
Hormonal.
Yeah, and you can't, I hate to say this, but you can't really tell. This is a really good concealer. It is fast drying, so once you apply it, you do want to blend it, but it's amazing. It gives such great coverage, and then just blend it out and you're good to go. I honestly, at first I didn't even think I was going to put foundation on, but I just kind of wanted that extra glowy, dewy skin, so I did put my moisture complex on top, and then I did the light on top of that. So it is stackable as well. And then
I have to tell you, Sarah has been talking this foundation for a year or more. She has been screaming its praises.
Yeah, concealer, not foundation. I'm
sorry.
Yes.
It's concealer eyeshadow base.
It's amazing. It has a wand that twists out of it, so you can do detailed contouring. Like I contoured with the medium shade. So there's 3 shades. There's a light, a neutral, and a medium. And I happened to wear all of them today. So I contoured with medium. I used light underneath my eyes as my highlight. And neutral was actually to cover up any acne or whatever I had going on.
Imperfection.
Today. Yeah, sorry. But
I'm noticing, I can tell how luminous whatever you did is just spectacular.
Yes, I cannot wait. I'll probably do an entire video of how you could do a full face, and it's an eyeshadow base, so it stays in place. It's such a good formula. I can't wait.
Could you make it available for pre-order, Sarah?
We might be able to. I gotta talk to, other people to make sure it's okay. But we might be able to do pre-orders on it. This is kind of a secret though between us. So
yeah, way to keep a secret, Sarah.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, if people want to pre-order, they can pre-order. That just blows our whole cover.
Well, we'll look into that and we will let you know when we do our next video.
Yes, it's so amazing. Maybe for our Monday show, we should feature the concealer.
Well, Holly just posted the perfect thing. She said, can you post your foundation, contour, concealer steps?
Yes, I can do that. I absolutely can do that. And I'll do exactly what I did today, and I'll just do a quick video, and maybe I'll figure out some way to get it to you. But yes, good idea. I love that. I'll totally do it. And I'm going through the comments right now. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm super excited about the concealer. It is so amazing. Let me see. I might still have one right next one. Oh yeah, I do. This is it. As I open it up, it's such a good concealer. I've been using it for a little while now, 2 weeks. Oh, it's so good. This is
creamy, great coverage.
This is the medium shade. Oh, it's so, it just blends in perfectly, even when it's not even on. Now, this is a little bit darker, and of course, my camera's barely picking it up. But just look how effortlessly that blends into the skin. And you can see where it's just completely hiding my vein. It just hid my veins. And I barely even blended that in. It's such a good concealer. You guys are going to love it.
Love it.
Yes. And you can exactly see how it just, it hit all my veins on my hand. It's so good. My under eye circles, I just immediately, if you are somebody that does have deeper under eye circles, the light shade, which is what I'm wearing right now, takes them away immediately. The blending process is so smooth and creamy.
And if I can add something for those of us who are my age, crepey eyelids. I have crepey eyelids. They are a little on the droopy side. They're, not perfect like hers. And this product smooths the eyelids so beautifully because I have a tough time putting eyeshadow on in a way that I'm satisfied with the blending of it. It just goes on like a smooth piece of satin and takes away the crepiness and keeps your eyeshadow looking fresh.
And then it sets, which is my favorite part. So it goes on very creamy and then it just sets down and it will stay there until you wash it off. It's such a good formula. I absolutely love this. I've even been in the evenings, I work out. So, and it's in my garage, and I'll go down to the garage, I'll work out. And sometimes just because I don't want to look crazy and my neighbors see me looking crazy, I just put a little bit of concealer and it stays on. It's so good. I cannot wait.
We had a whole show about sweat, what you do about sweat last Monday. And here's a case where, and I was thinking this would be a perfect demo, Sarah. Put it on the back of your hand and watch the water bead up on it, because I tried that and the water just goes into little beads.
I'm thinking I just had while we were talking about it, I think I'm going to actually record when I do my whole steps for my foundation, concealer, contour. I should record it and then work out and then show you.
Ooh, I love that. See how it does.
It does not go anywhere. It's so amazing. You guys, everyone, you're gonna love it. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. That's going to be a really, really fun video to do.
And let me just say, I love Holly dearly. I just want to throw that out there. Thank you for that compliment. It's so sweet.
Oh, she said you look really nice today.
I love her.
Susan, you can blend two foundation colors together. Absolutely. I do it all the time just because sometimes I go for more of a bronze look. If I tend to put a little bit more yellow in my foundation just to warm it up. So I'll take sand because it is lighter and I have very fair complexion. And I'll just put a little bit of warmth in there with the ivory and mix the two colors together, then apply. And if you do have kind of, I don't know, just you want to warm it up or you want to cool something down.
Also, if I can add something to that, Sarah, I find Sarah's got great cheekbones and she's got a lot of great lines to her face. But again, as you get a little older, when I put one color foundation on my face, I tend to flatten out. It tends to make my face look like it's gone really flat. And I don't like that. So what I do is I do two color foundations and I do the deeper color on the outer edges where the sun might hit and the lighter color on my forehead, my nose, under my eyes, and on the top of my chin. And so what that does for me is it gives me cheekbones and it gives me kind of a dimension to my face that normally foundation would take away. Maybe we can do a show about that.
Yeah, you're highlighting and contouring with using foundation, which is another really, really easy method because the blending becomes super easy and seamless if you are highlighting and contouring with your foundation.
You know who I also recommend it for? I mean, anybody who has a deeper skin tone, who has a melanin-rich skin tone, oh my goodness, the effect you can get. Because sometimes when you have a lot of melanin in your skin, you worry about, spots or you worry about uneven patches. If you use this technique, it completely disguises that kind of activity that you're worried about.
Yeah.
So light forehead between the eyebrows, top of the nose, cheekbones, right down over the mouth and the top of the chin. And we'll do a diagram, maybe do a show on this. So it looks like Sarah may be frozen. Luckily for Sarah, she freezes.
Yeah, we can definitely.
Oh, you're back.
I can't tell if I freeze or not. I'm so sorry.
You were frozen.
It's funny because I was talking and I was saying thank you to Susan. So Susan, thank you.
Rewind.
I'm so happy you were on today. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to comment down below. Once we get off, we will hop on over to the comment section and make sure we answer everyone.
You know, the best part of our shows are always the things that people bring up in the questions. I mean, we work really hard to come up with things that are new and different for you guys. And suddenly you guys start asking questions on new things that just make our shows so much better. So keep it up.
Yeah, that's, you know, we could talk for hours though, which is the only or bad problem.
I just need to refill my wine. We could do another 60 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, speaking of wine, what are you drinking today? I'm
drinking my favorite. Some people call it Cougar Milk, Pinot Grigio.
Oh, okay.
And I love it. It's Italian.
Oh, nice. Now, I got fancy with mine today. Well, I didn't have any wine. I'm out of wine. So what I did have is a giant bottle of sangria. So I blended up some frozen strawberries and dumped them in. And it's really nice. I actually really enjoy it. So strawberries and sangria.
And maybe speaking out of turn, Sarah may like smack my hand after the show, but she had me over for dinner last night, and we're both in quarantine, so we're careful. We're really careful. And she made the most extraordinary vegan dinner. I'm not vegan. She's vegan. And, you know, granted, I got some questions about vegan food. She made the most delicious coconut curry and homemade naan bread. And I just want to thank you for that. It was amazing.
Thank you. Now, just because I don't want anyone confusing, I'm not fully vegan. I pretty much cook vegan, but I do not fully live a vegan lifestyle. So I am vegetarian, but I do not fully live a vegan lifestyle. I just want to make sure that in case anyone's out there.
But I got to tell you, the meal was incredible. And I think I see it in your skin. I think your vegan lifestyle is really making your skin look extraordinary.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't eat. Yeah, I cut out meat a while ago, and now I've pretty much slowly gone into a vegan diet accidentally. So it just kind of happened. I didn't flip a switch one day. It's just I slowly went that way. And I try to be more healthy, and I think it does show up in my skin a little bit, but
Susan wants your recipe for coconut curry, as do I. It was extraordinary. It was so good.
I will send it to you, and it's really easy as well. It's so easy.
Well, she also did saffron rice, which the whole thing was just, and her own homemade naan bread with all vegan, you know, with coconut milk instead of dairy. So good. And Holly, Holly, I can help you out with this question you have. You want something light and peachy, and I happen to have something here that is a light and peachy wine. It's a sparkling peach wine. I'll give you a link to that, and it's so good. Sarah got it in pineapple. And then when I went to try the pineapple, they had the peach, and the peach was amazing.
Yeah, that peach wine, I think we both ended up showing up with it one day on our video. It was so good. Yeah, we'll send you so I'll make sure once we hop off, I'll run through everything.
Although I do love the sparkling grapefruit, girls.
Yes, sparkling grapefruit is good as well. So
Holly's grilling chicken tonight, so we have to make sure we get this info to her right away.
Valencia, yes, you can use these graphics. Feel free.
From us to you.
Yes, and I'll make sure I'll toss them in the comments as well, so you can grab them from the comments, and you don't have to screenshot them off the video.
And Holly wants to know what you're doing protein-wise. I have the answer to this. She eats chickpeas for every meal. Chickpeas in her curry.
Yeah, I love beans. I love tofu. I never ate a lot of meat. I just didn't really like it. So it was very easy transition for me. But just anything that has it high in protein. Quinoa is another one that has a lot of high in protein. Chickpea pasta. I'm a pasta person, and I would eat pasta every single day. So I do chickpea pasta, which is a ton of protein, and I would live off of it if I could. Just chickpea pasta and whatever.
Well, my coconut curry was chickpeas, and it was, I got to tell you, it's one of the best meals I've had in 6 months or more. And it was healthy, it was delicious, and Sarah put it together. I was so impressed.
So I will make sure to post the recipe for everyone who's interested. And I know Holly's excited about grapefruit wine as well. We'll have to
I'll get you that. I'll get you that.
Yes. Okay. So I know now that we've gone completely off topic and now we're on to food, which is probably my second favorite topic to talk about. But
first.
Yes.
Cindy did ask a question, and I think it's important. She says, do we need to friend you to keep up with what goes on? We actually put all these up on a YouTube channel. So probably the easiest way is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Sarah, you may have some details about that.
Yeah, we have a Color Me Beautiful YouTube channel. If you want, you can just search Color Me Beautiful Cosmetics. You know, it was funny though, the other day I was thinking maybe we should make some social media accounts just to have separately if you guys want to talk to us, or I know
ask questions. We're here for you.
I always post like secret stuff on what's going on. So, and because I just blurt it out anyway and I can't keep a secret, I might as well just have like our own social media account that you guys can hop on for like Wine About It Wednesday or something where you can ask questions and just,
you know, we're always here on Wednesdays. So if you want to talk to us, if you have a question, if you, you know, if you want to send us a photograph and say, hey, do I look good in the sweater? Girl, we'll tell you. And, you know, if we have another recommendation, we'll do that. We're here for you, and you are our people. So when you come here, Holly will tell you, some of the others who come, you're ours now. So we're here for you.
Absolutely. Now, our final cheers to a great wine about it. We'll see everyone Monday. I'll see what we can do because that can be fun. Do concealers for a Monday show, and then we'll do another Wine About It for Wednesdays. We're always here at noon on Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to see us, we're live noon EST on Mondays and Wednesdays. All right. So thank you everyone for joining us, and cheers. Have a great week.
Hey,
and
let's do it again. We're getting good at this.
There we go.